I feel like everything's changing.
How so?
My diet's changing. The weather's changing. My work is changing. My lifestyle is changing. I feel that everything right now in my life is changing.
The only constant is change.
And
also,
Boop.
you thought about changing your diet about an hour and a half ago.
I know.
I wouldn't
and to
say
me, I think that was
that
was the push of the iceberg, or like the push of something off the tower, which has made me realize that I'm in the season of change. You know?
Sure.
My diet was the last thing for me to go. I think
change is good. I feel like
my skin is changing. That's fucked up. I don't like why. Why does it need to do that? You know? It's changing.
I don't think you do great with change.
I do. I was gonna lie. I was gonna be like, I'm fantastic, but I know it's wrong.
Yeah, you're not.
I'm not great with change, but I am a good learner.
That's great.
I'm really great at studying and learning things if I find value in them. It's hard for me to do that if I don't find value in them. Hence, when I was a student, well, I am still a student. I think everyone's a student of life. But when I was in school studying particular subjects, when I was given tools and encouraged to invest in them, as soon as I knew I wasn't going to use that tool after I graduated, I was just kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah, I feel like most people have that similar... Are you okay?
My tummy hurts.
Oh my God.
My body's changing. Everything's changing, Edward.
You're going through a second puberty.
No. I really don't want that.
Well.
When does that happen?
Metaphorically.
Nothing's happening.
You just farted? You just made your fart face.
Well, no, I don't have a fart face, first of all.
You like open your eyes really wide and just look.
Well, I hope that nothing's going to happen because I'm ashamed. I hope that nothing's going to happen, and I pray to whatever God is out there, spiritual being, saying, please save me from myself. I don't think you are ashamed because... I say, please save me from myself and my surroundings.
I don't think you are ashamed because if you were ashamed, you would... figure out a way to mask it, whereas you kind of put up a big white flag with that facial expression.
No, here's the thing. I'm ashamed to share it publicly, like you just did. If there was not a camera here and we weren't recording this, I wouldn't care.
People just thought what was that?
Yeah.
Anyone
so watching? No one would have known.
But
you outed me. Why did you need to do that? What do you
think people think you're doing when you do that?
Well, I think people know that my profession is a clown and an artist, and I'm just a little odd in the first place, so they could be like, oh my God, Lauren just got an idea for a show. Little do they know I farted a little. That's all I have to say about that. Because I'm a human being who has dairy restrictions now. Change. That's change.
You're implementing them yourself.
I didn't implement my intolerance to dairy.
No.
My body implemented that.
You're deciding to implement these changes yourself.
I know. That's why I really didn't want that dill pickle salad from Costco, but then you bought it, and I knew it was delicious. I knew the salad dressing had cream in it and cheese. Did I eat it anyways? Yes.
You could have said, pick a different one. And, oh my God, you're gassy today.
Well, no, because I just ate that dill pickle salad, and now we're like, let's do a podcast, and these are the repercussions of my life now.
You made the dill pickle salad, and then you said, let's do a podcast. So I'm just, building on my point that
the given circumstances.
It seems like a lot of the things that you're worried about right now are self-implemented.
Well, let me just, can I speak? Is that allowed? Okay. Yeah, so the given circumstances are... We had no food. We went out. We bought food. We were going to come home. We're going to do the podcast. You bought a quick option, which I love,
you could have very easily said, let's get a different option.
So I saw that and I thought everything's going to be okay. But then once we left the store, I was like, fuck, Lauren. This is not going to go okay. It's going to end poorly for you, but it's too late now. To the point where in the car on our way home, I was like, okay, I can cut up some peppers. I can cut up some tomatoes. I can make myself a salad with an olive oil balsamic thing.
Why didn't you do that?
But then, presented in front of me was this quick option of pour this salad from a bag that's already pre-made and eat it. And that's what I did. Because, Edward, I'm not perfect. I was lazy.
Well,
and now I'm
discipline
living...
equals freedom, and now you're stuck in the jail of...
gas.
Dairy. Yeah. Intolerance.
And I'm just slowly starting to discover that I'm intolerant to the world.
You're not intolerant to the world.
I'm intolerant to cats.
Things.
I love cats.
You have a few allergies, which is very normal.
Yeah. Well, you have none.
I don't know what to tell you. I'm pretty I do think I had did I? I had an allergic reaction to penicillin.
No.
When I was like 10.
Oh yeah, I remember you told me about that. Because then when you got your wisdom teeth, I made a big fuss about that. Because they wanted to give you penicillin, and I was like, no.
But other than that,
you're not giving my new boyfriend penicillin. I've only known him for a few months, but I'm too stressed to do
I'm
this.
pretty fucking perfect, honestly. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
need
I
to
have
glow.
other ailments. I legitimately have bad knees. I know it's a joke, but my joints are pretty fucked up.
Mine are as well.
Yeah, so there's my thing. I might not have food restriction things in life, but I have movement restrictions. Mm-hmm. That's why I go to the gym all the time, is because I don't want to be restricted. So I try to... You stir up a little bit?
No, I'm
I heard that. So me going to the gym is how I deal with it. Maybe you need to start implementing some of these things that are helping you with your ailments, like dairy stuff.
Well, that's why right now,
what about those
lactose-free
pills
milk.
my sister gave you?
So, and I'm not sure if this is proven. It's just something that I believe, and you've kind of spoke towards this in the past too. I'm scared that if I start taking something that's a pill, that my body will become resistant to it over time, or it will just change my biochemistry over time.
Well, yeah.
And I could have just done that through selective dieting, which I think is probably healthier than taking a supplement.
Oh, absolutely,
Don't you
but it's
think?
harder. That's why people don't do it.
I know, so that's why.
We had this conversation when you were talking about healthy meals to make, because you like cooking,
Yeah.
and you're thinking
I
about it, and you were
love
like,
cooking.
why is every single example of a healthy meal just like salmon and rice and broccoli, or chicken and potato? And it's because those are the only things. Like when you think about what real food is, something that's unprocessed, something that is the animal, or it is the fruit, or it is the root vegetable, or the whatever. It's very rare that it's anything in like a package that's pre-made.
Yeah.
Which is most
Like the
of the
bag
things,
salad.
like the bag salad. Like that is not,
fucking
that
bag
is
salad.
processed food. Well, the salad itself probably isn't too bad, but the dressing and all that. So, and when you make fun of me, and other people make fun of me for eating chicken and potatoes, I did that for you, so you're not alone, on a constant basis, I'm like, yeah, but this is just how you eat clean. So maybe you need to get over the fact that you don't want to eat the same thing on a regular basis, because that might be the thing that helps you with all these things.
I just think there's a way to be more creative with it.
Oh, absolutely. I do it like the way I did it was just chicken and potatoes is how I do it.
Yeah, I can't live like that.
I can eat the same thing every single day. It doesn't really bother me. I really enjoy different food, but I know if I eat this, I like it. It tastes good. It makes me feel good. That's all I need. I'm happy. Whereas when you want to make a simple meal, you like look up ingredients and recipes, which is fine. I love that about you, because you make really good food. But I'm just saying, to help with some of these things you're talking about, maybe a little chicken and potatoes every now and then isn't that bad.
But we forgot to buy the potatoes at Costco.
I know, I was pissed when we were driving away. I was like, I'm not going back to Costco.
No.
I was really aggravated in Costco today. I'm always aggravated in Costco. But
Today, maybe it's because I was hungry and I went into Costco, so I was a little agitated. But people just weren't driving carts right today.
no one ever drives carts right in Costco.
It was infuriating.
Costco is... I was going to say, how do I say this nicely? But there's not a nice way to say it. I think Costco, Walmart, Superstore, it just, here's a nice way to say it. It brings out the worst in people. I think just
when the savings are that good.
Because that environment is just, I'm going to get a bunch of shit as cheap as I possibly can. Most of it's probably bad for me. I'm not thinking about, you know?
You're not thinking about others.
You're not thinking about others. You're thinking about, oh my God, what's that test thing in that little paper cup? I'm going to go eat it. That pisses me. When there's like 20 people blocking the hall because they're all waiting in line for half a bite of like a crouton, I'm like, fucking buy the croutons and just try them at home. It pisses me off. Connor goes to Costco just to do that, and I'm like, I despise you.
When I was little, that's the only reason why I went.
Well, when it's a kid, it's kind of cute because you're like, oh, look at the kid. But when it's a grown ass adult waiting in line for like half a bite of something, it's kind of pathetic. I'm like,
the truth is coming out. It's so, oh my God.
Well, I know lots of people share this opinion with me. I'm not the only one who thinks this. There's no way.
I think it's pathetic.
It's and because usually, and it's that combined with the fact that usually when they're doing that, they're just like they're just in the middle of the hallway, not paying attention to anything that's going on around them. They're just staring at that package of fucking dried blueberries or whatever it is, going, I want one. And they're just in everyone else's way. It's like, shop and then leave, you know? You don't agree?
No, I hear what you're saying.
Your silence is very loud.
No, not really, because I think you just did a beautiful job of describing it, that I saw it play out in my head, so I was kind of just honestly enjoying the film that you were describing in my head. Thinking, yeah, that's...
Well, you're welcome.
I saw
that's my pain of the day is going to Costco.
Which
is a pretty good pain if I really think about it. That's a pretty good problem.
We got some treats. We got some mushrooms. It was great.
But I don't know what. It's the same with, it's Costco, it's airports. Airports are the same thing.
I really enjoy airports.
People's brains turn off. For whatever reason, in those settings, it's just... I think it's because it's one of those rare things where you're in a public setting, but everyone's doing their own thing. So you don't really think of it. Like, think about being at a party and you're surrounded by people. Think about that mindset versus in Costco. You're surrounded by people. There's still as many people, if not more people, than there would be at something like a party. But you don't really give a shit about what the people at Costco think about you. So you're just kind of yourself. And I feel like it makes people act more as if they would if they were just around people they know or by themselves, and that makes people consider other people around them less.
That's true. I feel like I experienced that today because I was agitated in Costco, and then I was a little agitated with you for a brief second, and then you talked to someone that recognized you and you had a brief conversation, and then in my mind I was like, oh my God, now
we're in public, we're around other humans, these aren't just drones walking around. This is another but I think everyone just thinks of other people in Costco as drones, myself included.
Like that guy with the AirPods who almost ran me over today.
That guy, I almost said something. He was very close to hitting you with his cart, and he
didn't give a shit.
It wasn't even that he didn't see you, he just kept going, and I was like, hey man, you just like, and it was also, there's also a girl beside you he almost hit, and he was just motoring. Yeah, fucking Costco people. But it's just that, I think when there must be some psychological test that they've done, because it's your people in those settings, Walmart, Costco, airports, Superstore, it's like a dumb switch. Definitely airports.
I disagree. I thrive when I'm at the airport. I don't know why. I love going to the airport.
How do you thrive in an airport?
I think it's because I've collected enough points over the years that I can kind of do. I feel
you fucking love your points.
I love my points. Well, they make me cut lines
until you go to a situation where you can use them, and then you forget.
I forget all about them, and that's the beauty of it. But when I'm in the airport now,
flights now, where after you booked it, you're
I was like, I could have done that for free. But I'm saving up for something. Maybe. That's why I keep telling myself whenever I forget to use them.
That's like, don't drink that wine yet. It's for a special occasion.
But Eddie, it's really magical because when I go to an airport, I get to skip every single line now. Somehow I have enough points that it has given me a status where I can go into most of the lounges for free. I can just hang out. Or I skip the security line.
Yeah, but I'm not even...
I can, like, skip... Like, if there's a priority line, I'm in it.
No, yeah.
Like, I could buy the cheapest seat on a plane, but I'm still the first one boarding.
But it's still...
It's crazy.
Okay, congratulations. You're
I'm
very privileged.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
It's the people...
I'm saying because of that, I don't get that a lot in my life. So it's a special thing for me to go to the airport now being like, wow.
But it's not even the line. It's the space between the line and the gate. Where it's like you are in a situation where you have the full ability to be a normal, considerate human being. And people are just like, where's my flight? Where's Tim Hortons? And they just get so out of it.
See, I've never experienced that.
And I think it's also because I'm a fast human. Like, I walk quickly. And I'm just like, why are you... Like, we're not in an orchard. You don't need to lollygag through the airport and take in the view. Like, there's nothing...
I love doing that. So I think you're just talking to the wrong person.
Why can't you do that at a normal pace?
Well, I think there's different scenarios, and this is probably what makes this situation different for each person. Because some people have 5 hours during a layover. Some people, they got a sprint. They got 20 minutes.
Okay, but
so
it's not even about that. I think
it is. It's about the given circumstances of the people around you, and people aren't considerate of other people's circumstances.
It's about being aware of your surroundings. It's about being aware if you are in front of somebody that is walking quickly and you're just fucking hanging out. Cool. If you want to hang out and just look at like in the Edmonton airport, there's a plant wall. It's a nice plant wall, like just plants all over it. If you want to look at it, take your time, have fun. Don't stand in the middle of the fucking aisle when you do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
And I think another thing...
And people don't do that.
...that I've experienced a lot, it's not necessarily most of the time, and this is when I get upset, and I've seen it a lot at the airport, which really fucking pisses me off. It's not that they're not spatially aware. It's that they just genuinely don't give a shit about the other people around them.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Those are two separate situations.
And I think it's the same Costco situation where it's like you're in public, but you don't really care about the people around you because you're not in a public setting that is like you're being perceived or people are looking at you or you don't even need to talk to anybody or communicate to anybody.
Yeah.
So you just kind of turn off that part of your brain. And you're just, I'm the only one here, even though you're not.
But the thing that I've realized the most, and this is because of the points that I've generated, that I've been... No, because it's interesting, because I'm in the same line as the people who pay thousands of dollars to buy really expensive tickets. Mm-hmm. But I bought a cheap ticket, but just because I fly a lot with cheap tickets, I've racked up the points to stand in their line. No, but I'm just saying, like, I don't belong in that line. Like, I don't belong there in the sense that the conversations I've overheard and just the way that they talk about other passengers.
Oh, like
actually,
they're beneath them?
Yeah. And it bothers me quite a bit where I've talked to a couple of them about it because one man, the last time I went flying, actually pissed me off quite a bit. Because there was a woman who you could tell was like, didn't know where to go. And she asked him what line he was standing in. And he was like, look at the fucking sign. And I just looked at him. I was like, okay, you did not need
That just sounds like a dick.
I know.
Yeah.
But
I think there's...
I hate that when it comes to flying. That when people who like buy really expensive tickets, they feel like they can be assholes to other people on the plane. I hate that.
I think there's a big difference between somebody who's genuinely confused on what to do and someone who's just like checked out of their conscious being and is just like,
but this is the thing of the airport. Everyone's in such a different situation.
I know. And
it's a feast for character development.
And it's really, I think because there's so many people in airports usually, like if you're there at a prime time, it's like being at a mall at a busy time. If you're in a really big airport, it's pretty fucking simple. There's gates with numbers and you go to it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And I mean, you could like sometimes you gotta take an escalator, sometimes but if you can follow a general set of instructions that usually caps out at, like I'm trying to think of like the biggest airport I've ever been to. I've been to LAX, Vancouver Airport's pretty big.
The airport at Athens I went to was a fucking shit show.
But like even the big ones, it's like max you got 5 instructions in the sense of like, go here, take the escalator, go left, go through the doorway, you're at your gate. And it's just like and I'm not saying I haven't got lost in an airport before, but it's just the level of concern people get when they get slightly turned around in an airport is like a little over the top.
I can understand that.
I feel like an asshole right now. I've done a lot of bitching about people.
I know. But I can understand that when, for example, I've gone to a couple of airports, and the only one I can think of, because I've gone to 3 that have been like this. And the most recent one I can think of was Brisbane, where if you get a connecting flight through Brisbane, you actually have to leave the airport, get on a train, to go to a... I understand when people are confused about that. So some are definitely a lot more complex than other ones.
Not every situation's the same. I'm just saying there's a lot of situations that you're just like, this is very simple. Mm-hmm. And it's just not for some people.
Well, I think traveling's a big deal for some people, especially if they haven't done it a lot. And I think we both come from a situation where we've traveled quite a bit.
One of my favorite lines or favorite quotes is from a philosophy professor. I forget his name, but it's, common sense is not equally distributed across the population. And I think that's a great way to sum up everything we're talking about. Common sense. Do you have it or do you not? And I pride myself in common sense. I feel like it is what guides most of my day. Is that I just think of like, what is the most commonsensical thing to do right now? And that is usually what guides my next move. And maybe that sounds self-absorbed, but I feel like most of the time I don't. I think it's because I genuinely have a fear of being, I'm fearful of being the person I'm talking about. So I'm like very aware of like, if I'm in someone's way, I like get out of the way. If I'm like obstructing someone in some way, I'm like, okay, I have to move out of the way.
One thing that I will say on that topic, and this is a pet peeve I have now when people do this to me, and it's happened a couple of times. You've done this to me.
I have?
Maisie's done this to me. And I think my dad has done this to me as well. But when I'm talking to someone and I'm walking down the street with them and we're in a conversation, you'll like physically grab me and put me out of the way of someone else. Instead of just saying like, hey Lauren, someone's behind you, or like, hey Lauren, there's like a bike coming. Instead of telling me, you physically move me.
Okay, hold on.
And
okay,
it
hold on.
Aggravates me so much because I'm like, oh my goodness, I was moved. And you could have just told me to get out of the way.
I understand. And I agree.
It drives me.
I understand and I agree that would be very frustrating. But you said I do it. Your dad does it. Maisie has done it. So
we're in Edinburgh, yeah.
In that equation, what's the common denominator?
You all love me.
Yes, that's true. It's very true. But if I were to take a top-down view of this, it's that it sounds like you're in the way a lot of other people, like walking.
But I'm just walking. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I'm not saying you're doing anything
I'm just walking down the street. But then here's the other thing that hurts why didn't, like, for example, if a bike is coming and we're both side by side on the path, why am I the one who physically gets moved? And why don't you just file behind me?
I do that a lot. I do that on a regular basis. I usually do that, I would say. If there's somebody coming up behind us or the other way, I usually will put my hand. Usually the exact thing I do is I put my hand on your back to kind of like almost like physically communicate with you that I'm now moving behind you to get out of the way. And we do that all the time, actually, now that I think about that. We have a silent physical language of let's single file this walking situation. And I think that's great. High five. I don't mean you're in the way in life or that you're a bad person.
I'm just saying, it always makes me feel really weird, and for some reason it makes me really angry when someone physically will grab my shoulder and push me in a certain direction when they could have just said, "Hey, Lauren." But that being said, if someone said, "Hey, Lauren, move,"
I think it's because of the closeness those people are with you. If it was someone else that wasn't my girlfriend or someone I'm not that close with, I would say, hey, there's someone behind you, you might want to move out of the way. But because it's us, I just go to the next step of like, you're kind of an extension of me and I'm moving my extension out of the way. You know what I mean?
I'm an extension.
Yeah. And
like
vice versa. You've definitely done similar things to me. I don't know what off the top of my head. But like, if you want me to do something, you'll just like do it, and I just like mindless drone like carry. I like, oh, okay, she wants me to do that, I'll do that, and I just do it. Mm. You don't think that is a two-way street there a little bit?
I can't think of anything.
Mm. Well, next time you need to get out of the way. I won't physically move you.
No, it's fine. If it's a safety thing, it's fine. I'm just saying it startles me. Maybe we should do a thing where I pick you up like a cat, like with your. I love
it'd be really funny if I just like instead of gently, if I just literally move you out of the way.
I'd love that. It hurts my shoulders a lot, though.
I know.
It's physically
That's why you
painful,
asked me to do it. I'm like, it's not going to feel good.
But I feel adorable. I do feel adorable, so that's why I like doing it. But that's just kind of the magical thing about cats. You can pick them up, and they'll just flop places. And to have that kind of freedom, to have that kind of skeletal structure with cartilage and ligaments that support that.
It's like a ragdoll cat. That's what you're talking about. You want one of those, right?
I just want a cat that doesn't make me want to die. You know? And back to the main topic of what I was talking about before. Things are changing. Allergic to cats. Ragdolls apparently are slightly hypoallergenic.
Well, you looked up a thing that said no cat is technically hypoallergenic.
So I'm gutted.
They're just some are better than others.
Yeah.
I know short hair cats are better. It's probably why Poe is good.
Yeah, Popo.
Little Popo.
The alien that could.
But you'll have to just experiment.
But you can't really experiment with cats. Once you buy one, you buy one or you adopt one.
You can foster them.
But I feel like most fostering systems, you don't get to pick the cat that you foster.
No, you just get one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what if we foster one and then I'm just fucked for 3 months?
My sister's fostered dogs before.
Yeah. I'd also like to acknowledge, I think I'm swearing too much today. It's unbecoming.
Got a bit of a potty mouth?
Yeah.
Aww.
Well, I just don't like the change.
Do you think?
I don't like the change.
Do you think I swear too much?
You swear a lot.
Do I?
And I will say I do swear more now being with you than when you were not around.
I think it's it's because
well, you're an Albertan man.
I genuinely swear more when I'm here, when I'm in Alberta. When I travel, I don't swear as much. I think it's because of the people. It's just
they enrage
Albertans. You? Costco, maybe. Albertans just generally, we swear a lot. Mm-hmm. It's just part of our vernacular.
Hey, bud, what's up with the brewskis?
You didn't put a single swear in there.
Fucking get over here. Tit man.
Tit man?
I don't know.
Tit man.
I'm so bad at speaking Albertan because I didn't really grow up with the sports. And I feel like if you grew up with a sports background,
grew up with Chinese people.
Okay, yeah, that's true. But that's a story for another time. That's a really complicated story. But yeah, I was raised by Chinese people for probably three years. Yeah. But anyways, story for another time.
Yeah.
But because I grew up in dance studios, it was very classical language.
Yeah.
You were not allowed to swear at dance class.
Where I grew up playing hockey.
I feel there was freedom to express yourself through language.
In hockey?
Yeah, whereas you weren't allowed to talk in dance class.
Yeah.
And if it was a correction and you said, yes. There was no
Yes,
debate.
ma'am.
You weren't allowed to
Yes, chef.
debate. You weren't allowed to express feelings. You
Yeah.
just took the note and continued.
I mean, I definitely don't think hockey is a place for expressing your feelings, but
Well, you
it
get to like
definitely.
punch each other and stuff.
Well, I guess those feelings,
Yeah.
competitive young boy testosterone.
So, a
feelings.
question I have, this might be silly, but do boys enjoy fighting? So, for
Well,
example,
depends what you mean by fighting.
well, in the hockey games, everyone's like, "Woo woo!"
Yeah.
They're about to knock each other out. They're taking off their gloves,
Oh,
and
in
everyone
hockey?
and everyone gets really excited. Do
Yeah.
people? Why is that a thing?
Well, for one, it gets other people riled up. I'm specifically talking about in hockey situation.
Yeah, that's my question.
For one, it gets everyone who's watching you riled up, and that's fun. Because your team, and if it's an NHL game, everyone goes nuts, and like your team's going
But
crazy.
why
for
is
you,
that
and,
a
like,
part of the sport?
It's
when it's all about
a crazy
hitting?
fucking sport. It's just a
Okay.
crazy sport. One of the craziest rules in sport in hockey is, and I think it's something that's not really thought about as a crazy rule, but when you really look at it objectively, it really is. If you high stick somebody, you get it out. If you high stick somebody, and I might be changing it a little bit, but I'm pretty sure this is how it is. If you high stick somebody, the length of the penalty, so 2 or 4 minutes, is based on whether or not you drew blood. So like if I hit you in the face with my stick and you don't get cut or like you're fine, but I hit you it's 2 minutes. If I hit you in the face with a stick and it draws blood, so if I hit you in the nose, it cuts your nose or anything, it's 4 minutes. So it's literally like, how bad did I damage the other person? That's a crazy rule set. Fighting is allowed. They'll just let you fight. Like you've learned while we were watching the playoffs and stuff.
But I thought, okay, now here's a genuine question. Because there's a thing where you fight with gloves, a thing where you fight without gloves, and then a thing where you fight with helmets on or off.
So I don't remember. So when you see people fighting with gloves on, that's not considered a fight. That's just
like a little.
They're just after the whistle. They're going at it. They're roughing each other up a little bit. They might get roughing penalties, but like it's called like a kind of like a, what would you call it? I don't know, a scrum kind of.
Mm-hmm.
If they're actually fighting, they will take the gloves off.
Mm-hmm.
If you take your gloves off and the other person doesn't take their gloves off, you get a penalty for instigating. So it's not just like they want people to fight all the time. It's quite rare, actually. Definitely now. There's less fighting than there used to be.
Well, the playoffs was wild. There was fighting.
Yeah, it's the playoffs. Everything's just... And then from a player's standpoint, like I said, it's very fun to get everyone riled up. Some players on the team are considered like enforcers, where it's... McDavid is, he's fast and he scores a lot of goals and blah, blah, blah. There's a couple guys on the team where their job is to protect McDavid. If someone hits McDavid, you go and fuck that guy up. That's why you're there. It's part of it's
What's the helmet thing?
So I don't know if this is the same as it was when I heard about it, but it was a couple of years ago, because there was a really big problem that when you're fighting a lot of times they either take their helmet off so they can see better, or their helmet falls off. But it was happening a few times that people would fall during the fight and they'd hit their head on the ice. And that's like obviously really bad for you. So I thought they implemented a rule that if your helmet falls off while you're fighting, it stops.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's still a thing. But there are things in place to try to limit potential damage. But at the same time, everyone's signed up for the same thing, Like if you get wrecked, like if you get hit, if you break a rib at how hard you got hit, or you get knocked out in a fight, or you signed up to be there, man. Like that's you can't complain about that,
Mm-hmm.
And from a fighting perspective, when you're watching someone in a fight, it looks really scary in the sense of like it looks like it's painful, they're getting hit and like blah blah blah. When you're actually in a fight, your adrenaline is so high that you don't really feel anything until after. So in the fight, you're just kind of like, well, when I fucking broke my pinky, I didn't realize until after. Like, I didn't even know I broke it.
What did you do in hockey? Like, what was your role?
I didn't play long enough to get to the age where people fought. So I would have been, I probably should have been an enforcer, but I wasn't a very like aggressive kid.
No, you're
I was a gentle giant. I was huge. Like, I've been this height since I was like 12.
Aww.
But I was really skinny. But
little guy.
I used to get like yelled at by coaches for not being tougher because I was so big. But every now and then I would get upset and I would just fucking wreck a kid. Because there's pictures of me playing hockey and it looks like an adult playing with 12-year-olds because I was this size. And some of my friends were like barely 5 feet yet. So it was like, so I was very, very rarely aggressive, but every now and then I'd get upset and I would hit somebody and I would, yeah. But I was pretty skinny too. Now I'd be a lot more into hitting. But I was a very timid and scared child. So I didn't want to hurt. I remember the first time I hit somebody in hockey, I apologized. I said sorry. Like the first, because I think it's Pee-wee you can hit. So like you can't hit until a certain age. And I remember the first game I ever played in Pee-wee was the first game I could hit. I hit a guy, he fell over, and I just stood there for a second. I was like, sorry. and I like very quickly learned that you don't have to apologize for that. But I was like, I just knocked this guy down. I feel like that was mean.
Aww.
But yeah.
A gentle giant. Now,
funny enough, I think, which is almost the opposite, now I'd be much more into hitting because I think it's more fun. But I was scared to hurt people. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
Why is it more fun now?
I think it's
I'm just less. When did the gentle giant break? And now he's okay with.
I was just a very scared kid. I was just a very like timid. I wasn't aggressive at all. I don't know. I don't know why. It's just, but now I think when I was that age, I didn't think of it as, oh, I'm playing hockey, this is part of the game. I thought of it as I could genuinely hurt somebody, like quite bad. Because I think it's because of how much bigger I was than most kids. Mm-hmm. And I was genuinely a very nice kid in the sense of like I never purposely did anything to hurt anyone else physically. Like I was not really a stereotypical boy when I was that age. So I think when I played hockey, even though because of my size, I was expected to do those things, I was like, yeah, but I'm going to hurt this kid. And sometimes there was coaches who would get really mad at me for not doing that, for not being more aggressive. And sometimes their kids were on the team. And there was this one particular coach who was a dick. And his kid was on my team, because usually it's a dad that coaches. And his kid was just a little shrimpy, just a tiny little guy. Like, he was so small. And I remember he yelled at me one day, and I was pissed. He yelled at me for not being aggressive enough. And it was in a practice, and I was really pissed. So I went on the ice, and I, like, locked in on his kid, and I wrecked him. I was like, that's what you fucking wanted.
See, I don't get why this is a sport.
Well, but so now, I think now that I'm older, I understand that it's just a part of the game, and this is what you sign up for. But I think when you're a kid, definitely on my team, in my situation, like no one really explained to me that like, hey, this is a part of the game. It's totally fine. Like if someone gets hurt, like they signed up for this, like, you know, no one really told that to me. So in my mind, I was just going out and hurting people. And I was like, I didn't really care about hockey. Like it was fun, but I wasn't like invested in it. I was just like, oh, this is a fun game I like to play, but I'm not an aggressive kid, so I don't really want to do this fun thing but also hurt people. But now, if I was, obviously I couldn't do that now because I'm too old to be on any team like that, but if I was in the NHL, for example, at this age, it's like everyone there is expecting and expected to do the same thing. And if you are on the receiving end of something that hurts, like a hit. It's just part of the game, you know? But I just didn't know that when I was a kid. Definitely. And it was also because of my size. Because I was expected to do it. My mom hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. She hated that. I was like expected to go out and like hurt people.
Well, yeah, I would hate that.
Yeah.
I would hate that. Is that why you
But
quit?
now-
Is that why you didn't do it anymore?
It's definitely partially the reason I quit. Yeah. Yeah. But now I think fighting is one of my favorite things to watch. Like I love watching UFC. Jiu-jitsu. Fighting someone is one of the most unique experiences. Definitely when you're doing it in like what you came and saw, like a jiu-jitsu tournament, it is a mutual agreement with the person across from me. And I'm not that experienced. Like I'm very low level, but just that experience of getting onto a mat or getting into an area, and there's one other person, and it's like we're mutually agreeing to. You're not trying to hurt each other because there's tapping out and there's a ref and blah blah blah, but you're essentially you're making a mutual agreement to try to physically overpower the other person, and that is an extremely unique experience that I don't think very many people have. Not even at like a professional level. I just mean like agreeing that like we're going to competitively try to overpower each other in a legitimate sense with rule sets. And because like that, it's very different than like if you're a kid and you get in a fight on a playground or something, right? Because usually it's just like one kid throws a punch, the other kid gets hurt, there's fucking crying, or someone gets in trouble, and then you carry on. But when there's like you have 5 minutes to overpower that person, that's a very weird, like your adrenaline is crazy because you're just like looking at someone in the eye and going like, I'm gonna try fuck you up and you're gonna try fuck me up, and it's a weird feeling. It's a very cool feeling, and I don't think it's a feeling very many people want to have, but some people love it.
I would feel so bad if I hurt someone.
Oh, I would too.
If I was the guy who hurt you,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't do it again.
I kind of hurt myself in that situation.
Yeah, but even in that situation,
yeah. I've never hurt anybody badly, but I've definitely like I can think of one. I kneed my buddy in the back of the head pretty fucking hard, just because not purposely, just like we were rolling and just like the situation. I turned, he fell backwards, and I kneed him pretty hard. There's this guy who was like a dad, and he kind of just came for like fun because his kid did it as well, and he's awesome. He actually lost like, I think he lost like 100 pounds or something due to jiu-jitsu. Like, it's awesome. He's a really, really nice guy, and we were doing takedowns one day, and I think he let me throw him, because it's called like a throw. He let me throw him a little harder than I thought he was going to. I thought he was going to resist a little bit more, and I threw him, and I like threw this 45-year-old dad who just like did this for fun, and just on his back, just and he just laid there. He was like, oh, and I was like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. I didn't like, and he was fine, but like he didn't come in for a week. Like he took the week off. But it's that thing of just like, and vice versa, when I've been hurt by people, it's like, I fucking signed up for this. It's like, it's on me that you don't want, if there's ever anyone who's mean, they very, very quickly get put in their place. But accidents happen all the time. Bam.
Wild.
Remember that one kid when you were there? Remember when you came to practice that one time? And there was that one kid who was being a dickhead?
Yeah.
And he kicked me?
And you like wrecked him.
I didn't wreck him.
He went and threw up in the washroom.
I very politely showed him that he can't just kick people. And I, like anybody, like if I would have gone up to the coach after and said like, hey, this guy's kicking me, he would have gone and talked to him or been like, we're going to go next. And you learned very quickly what happens if you kick people. You're not supposed to kick people,
I remember I was watching you, and then you got him in a position. And you just looked at me and you smiled at me.
He was also brand new, though.
Yeah.
I couldn't have done that to somebody who was experienced.
Yeah.
But because he was brand new, I was just like, hey, and I was rolling with him, kind of not being nice. Like, I'm happy to roll with anybody when you're at the gym, but like, it was just kind of like when you're new like that, usually you don't know any techniques, so your only option is to try to be physically aggressive, and you just can't do that because that's how people get hurt. So you learn very quickly, you know. But yeah, I feel like we should wrap this up.
Yeah.
Don't fight people. My knees.